to BBB, at least on the score screen. And actually, speaking of the Bongo Beach Boys, I don't actually know too much about them.
No, let me actually bring up their page here. I'm already rooting for them. I like the name. I like goofy names. I'm obsessed with it.
Yep, so say farewell to Bongo Boy. I mean, they are the Bongo Beach Boys, but for the sake of brevity, they are now simply BBB.
I don't even recognize a ton of the names on this team either. They do have a small history. They lost 0-2 to Flat Earth. They beat Project X 1-0 and lost 0-1 to Gringos. Not a whole lot to go on here.
Yep. So taking a look at the defense coming out from the Bongo Beach Boys, the BBB as it were, we have Saini on the Widowmaker, Point on Reinhardt, Blizzip on the McCree, Musashi on Junkrat, Balu on Symmetra, and Sanchez gonna round things out on the Lucio.
Yeah, it's always the last guy
left the game.
Yeah, it's the last guy we mentioned is always rounding things out. I'm getting back in, but why don't you go ahead and do the other side and throw me an invite when you get a chance.
Taking a look at Unknown, we got Zarya, or sorry, we got Wins on the Zarya, Hex getting re-invited to the game, Crew on the Pharah, Soon on Lucio, Nadir on Reinhardt, AKM on McCree, and Unco gonna round things out again on the Mercy. I definitely need to vary that one, but anyways, taking a look at the Unknown offense as they roll out here, Soon going over the left side of everyone else. I think they're just gonna speed boost in, see where they go.
Yeah, pretty standard comps here, of course. Defensive Widow is an interesting one already, the Junkrat being knocked off of his perch.
Oh, wow. Yeah, AKM able to take out the Junkrat immediately. That's going to be a huge boon. Junkrat going down usually bodes very badly for the defense. We see Crew right now chasing in as Pharah has Widowmaker into sights. Not able to kill her just yet, but does bounce her around. Widow trying to get away, rockets being fired at her. Crew trying to take her out, not able to do that just yet. Meanwhile, on the defense, Point and Blizzard getting a kill each, trying to at least stabilize this a bit for the Bongo Beach Boys.
Yeah, problem is the Mercy combo is still alive. They're going to try to get some kills, but a nice kind of recovery there based on the tank play out of Point.
Yeah, Crew is chasing down the Widow for a long time there. Wasn't able to get that. Good evasive maneuvers by Saini. And now Musashi is back in the fight, and we'll see if BBB can stabilize this.
Yeah, they have to be happy just to stabilize that first point. It looked pretty rough there for a moment, especially the Junkrat getting knocked off his perch. So they're not in the ideal position right now, but they were able to stabilize. Point again takes out his counter number.
Yep, Blizzup able to take out Nadir. That's one kill for BBB as they defend here. Another one goes down. And Unknown already having a bit of trouble early on here. And a nice tire comes out from Musashi, takes out Lucio. And we have a little bit of cleanup from Blizzup. And Blizzup really a standout so far, getting a lot of McCree kills early on this game for the Bongo Boys.
Yeah, he's been shutting down that Pharah. Also, the Pharah's been so interested in trying to take out this Widow. It's been kind of a distraction, even though the Widow hasn't gotten a ton of work done.
Yeah, the Widow is interesting. The Widow has definitely been keeping Crew's attention, and how can it not? I mean, it's Widowmaker. Look at AKM. AKM's going in on the flank for the Deadeye, not able to get value. Goes down to Musashi. 2 kills now for BBB. We do have Unknown getting control of the point. They go for the res. They go for the sound barrier after. Down comes Barrage, but look at this Deadeye coming up from Blizzard. Not quite as much value as he wants. In fact, going to get taken out by Unco. So Unknown finally cracking the code, getting on top of the point, and the payload will be moving here on King's Row, Hex.
Yeah, they finally got it. It was a pretty decent hold, though. Now it's really going to depend if they're going to be able to set up in the streets here or not. It looks like offense was toying with the idea of going very far forward. Now they're kind of slow going forward. Oftentimes you'll see them send their Zarya up with his combo to try to build that ult, and that's exactly what they're doing.
Yeah, Zarya will often go very far ahead, and it's not just building ult, it's also building energy. If you can get Zarya with an extra 50 energy going into the fight, it can make a very, very big difference.
Yeah, the Junkrat is great for building energy on Zarya as teams try to not, buffer shields a little bit, but very difficult to control the damage on Junkrat.
Yep, so right now we have Unknown moving through the streets phase, escorting the payload, and Crew looking for his opportunity to flank over that side. Gonna run into Musashi. Musashi and Crew trading off shots. Not too much gonna happen there, but we do see Unknown moving forward. Oh, AKM able to get in on the flank, is able to take out Point. Wins, and AKM and Crew getting 3 kills total, 4 kills for the offense of Unknown there. Really sort of a scattered offense. Defense was split in 2 respects, but not too bad coming out from an Unknown. Crew with the finisher on the Saini.
Yeah, I think they're going to be able to just walk this into second point. I wouldn't be surprised to see a switch up off of Symmetra, and that's exactly what we see. We see a Hanzo coming up. So far, double snipers. Now Siani actually moves off to 76.
Yeah, 76 definitely don't hit. 76 in the last play is pretty good, although we've also seen defensive whales do a lot here as well, so, you know, either way. Blizzip, though, able to take out Unknown. A good pick-off coming from here. AKM, though, coming right in off the top. AKM is a McCree that we've seen do a lot of good things, including in the set yesterday, so he's been on point so far. 3 kills now for Unknown as they're moving forward. They can get just a few more. This might be what they need to finish out the map.
Yeah, they were able to take the high ground very early with Crew taking over the top spot that is normally occupied by Widow, a little late on the transition there.
Yeah, AKM with 2 kills so far in this push, almost takes out the Mercy in the back. Mercy able to get away. The Graviton Surge comes down, AKM with a little bit of follow-up on top of it. Resurrect for the defense, though, going to stabilize this at least a little bit. Saini with the attack visor, going to take out Zarya here, perhaps a little bit more on the double kill so far. Mercy running right into him. Mercy has to be careful, Unco running for his life. And really seeing the defense of BBB just trying to hold on here, pushing Unknown back at least for a little bit longer.
Yeah, they do it. It's actually a really nice ult there, even though it doesn't get kills. It completely bifurcates the map, cuts them in half, and really pushes the offense back there. So the ult, the Hanzo ult not doing a ton of damage, but that wasn't really the point of it there.
Yeah, Hanzo ult can also just be grid zoning. You don't see it used too much in comp play just because you don't see a whole lot of Hanzo, but I mean, you can wombo with the Zarya, you can use it to zone.
Yeah, I've heard...
Those are its 2 main uses, but every now and then I also just get kills just because people are in that sort of situation. That being said, the fight is being joined. Both Sound Bears coming off. AKM with the Deadeye is able to take out point. Take a look at AKM's side of things again. Sound Bear is off of the defense, and AKM in a great position. Crew able to take out Blizzard. That's 2 down for the defenders. AKM and the Deer adding another 2 on top of it. Mercy going to go down here, but no, not before the res! Mercy gets the res off. A little bit of life here for BBB. We'll see if it's enough. Crew trying to clean everything up. Gets an extra double kill. AKM able to take out Musashi. Down goes Reinhardt, and this will be point capture.
High Noon is up there. Oh, just barely missed it.
It was a good idea, but even if he got that, there's still some people behind the payload, and I don't think he will be able to stop it in any case.
Yeah, it just seemed like they never really got their feet under them. When they transitioned into different compositions at the end on last, they just weren't able to get in the positioning they wanted to. Even with that Hanzo ult late, they just never really got it under them. But it's not a terrible defense, though.
Defense-wise, I feel like the overall time for this map is probably somewhere between like 6 and 7 minutes. It's definitely on the quicker side for Unknown, though. I wouldn't say that BBB got run over by any means, but in fact, my time, it's actually 5:15,
yeah,
so it's a pretty quick time all in all, actually.
5 is pretty quick. They're going to have to, you know, definitely bust out a composition that's able to move quickly and be kind of aggressive to do it. You can't do a slow and steady push on this one, but it's all going to come down to that first point, too. They need to take the first point within the first couple pushes.
Yeah, and that can be easier said than done at times, just because of how good teams have gotten at first point defense. I mean, I think that when Unknown went in, even though they got pushed back, they still had a decent amount of momentum in their favor. They weren't really stuck on the outside, which can happen when you're playing against, say, a team like IDDQD, which, you know, they'll throw Pluppy in the alley and, you know, Mendo on the flank, and it can actually be very, very difficult to get in those situations. So we'll see just how the defensive Unknown is early on here for Kings Row.
Yeah, and you mentioned we don't see a ton of Hanzo in comp. I've got it on pretty good info that might be changing this weekend. The rumor is we're going to see a lot more Hanzo this weekend. We're definitely going to see more 76 this weekend. That has been the core of new comps.
Yeah, I mean, maybe. It's one of those things where the Hanzo prophecy is always one of those consistent things that's in the background. It's kind of like a May prophecy where, you know, oh, we're going to see more in May. It's like, oftentimes it happens. We get the teams that they'll try it, then they'll fail for one reason or another, and then they'll just disappear for the rest of the match. I'd love to see more Hanzo, though. Here that we don't see quite as much of.
Yeah, I would actually just like to see more Hanzo scatter strat. I can't believe it worked again last week for IDDQD. You know, just putting the 6 Hanzos on offense on Kings Row. It costs you almost nothing to do, maybe 4 or 5 seconds of actual play. But last week it took out another super important class early on. I think it took out Junkrat early.
Yeah, anytime a Junkrat goes down, not a great scenario. Yeah, so taking a look at the defense here coming out from the Unknown side. We got Crew on the Junkrat, AKM on McCree, Unco on the Zenyatta, Soon on Lucio, Nadir on Reinhardt, and Wins on Symmetra. And anytime I read Crew's name first, I want to say Melty or Flat Earth. He has been quite the team traveler.
I just still remember the one game he had, I think it was still on Melty, where he played an offensive Widowmaker to like the highest degree I've ever seen an offensive Widowmaker play. Just using mobility, Venom Mines, everything. It was beautiful. So Crew, obviously, a lot of different skills in his kit. Offensively, it looks like they're going to be running out the Bongo Beach Boys, that is, a couple of Hanzos immediately, so we're going to ignore them. Points, I'm pretty sure, will be on Reinhardt. Blips on Genji for the moment. Blue on Mercy. Be interesting if they run this offensive Bastion and then a couple Hanzos.
Yeah, they're not going full in on the offensive Hanzo strategy, but we'll still get a few Scare Arrows, so we'll see if those connect early on. 5:15 is the time. Timer has begun. Scare Arrows come out, do not connect. I feel like if you're going to do that, you got to go all in. Yeah. But I think they're actually running one of the Hanzos, like Musashi is actually committed this thing as Hanzo, so there's only one extra Hanzo anyways.
Yeah, we do have a Pharah, and I imagine that combo is going to be trying to get in where Junkrat would be. Junkrat actually playing with his team, though, all very clumps up here on defense.
Yeah, Junkrat, you see this often where a lot of teams actually prefer to keep the Junkrat with them rather than sending it to the alley. Not every team is confident with their evasiveness of their Junkrat, I suppose. But right now we see Sandy coming in over the top, looking for that Pharah poke. Wins, though, going to rush him with the rest of the Unknown squad. Gets 2 kills as Symmetra very quickly. A little bit of back and forth. Blizzip able to take out Unco. Point takes out Wins. So both teams getting their licks in here, but definitely favored for the defense so far.
Yeah, a couple really cool, really huge kills by Wins there. He's got to be close to getting a teleporter up already, and that's going to shut the window on the offense.
Yeah, you don't want to give that up to Symmetra that early on, and some great shots from AKM. He just takes out Sadney, headshot, down he goes. And the defense, though, is a little bit pushed back. The offense could have an opportunity to move in here, but I do think they're going to get established again. And taking a look at Wins, Wins has that teleporter up now, so it's going to be going down at any moment.
Yeah, they were just waiting for their tank to get back in. They're hiding behind the building. They don't want to take extra damage when they don't have to.
But we got spam coming in from Crew. Crew trying to stabilize things for the defense. Defense getting back into their starting positioning. So
nice.
Sort of a reset here, except for the part of the teleport's up. We do have a Barrage coming in from the top, though. 2 kills, 4 kills for the offense. BBB going in very hard here. And in fact, the last one alive is Crew. And even the teleport, I'm not sure they're going to be able to get back up in time.
That was just a beautiful dragon, completely cut the team in half. 3 on either side, did some damage on its way through. They were able to put their Pharah over the remaining 3 who are on the point, get a barrage down there and take them out. And much like we've seen Mei use before, abilities don't have to kill people if they can just split up teams and make unfair fights happen.
Yeah, I mean, this is, so far for the Bongo Beach Boys, I'm not sure if they kept point A quicker or not, but it was definitely close. They have 3 minutes left. They have to make a lot of quick time here through the Streets phase, but this is still a very winnable game for them, despite the time that was set by Unknown just a moment ago.
Yeah, I'm really surprised that teleporter never went down. Oh my god, little Pharah on Pharah fight. Sienna goes down very quickly. Wins now on the Reaper, though. Symmetra off for defense.
Yeah, so defense right now pushing Bongo Boys all the way back. Crew looking for blood, trying to take out Musashi. Not able to do it, but they're going very deep in, almost too deep perhaps. This is dangerous if they get back, but a beautiful double midair by Crew. Crew with the double kill takes out Point right after that double midair. So Crew very much confident in his rocket skills and pays off there.
Yeah, I mean, that's just super aggressive. Blizz is going to come back up on Tracer, maybe hoping to get to the backline and just create a little room here. They do also have the Hanzo ultimate up again, which was great at making room the first time, but a really aggressive defense there.
Yeah, no, you won't see teams actually go that far in deep on defense a lot of times here, just because there's a lot of risk involved. I mean, it's great when it works, but the problem when it doesn't work, you give up a lot of ground. So good for Undone, though, taking the risk and having it pay off. We do see the Wolf coming in from the offense, and now
takes out the Mercy.
Trade-off. Musashi able to take out the Mercy. AKM able to take out Blizzip. So still a little bit defensively favored here so far. AKM helping keep the defense in and looking for his next kill.
Yeah, I think they definitely wanted to take that fight as fast as they could once the Mercy went down. I'm not sure if the comms were quick enough on it, though, because taking the Mercy down means that Resurrection was off the table. If any kills they would have got would have been permanent, but now defense is cleaning up.
Yeah, in fact, right now, this is sort of do or die time now for the Bongo Beach Boys, because you look at the time that's left, there's only 1:38 remaining. It's still possible to get the cart down here, but they're going to have to win the next fight decisively and just win another fight immediately after that, whether by chain deaths or otherwise. But look at the ultimate situation.
Yeah.
Death Blossom is up, Earth Shower is up, Barrage is up. Everything says that it's very likely Unknown wins this next fight.
They're going to have to get a Pulse Bomb up, and I imagine Nadir is going to be the target for that.
Sini able to take out Lucio. That is definitely on the way. That being said, Death Blossom is going to come out from the Reaper. Does not quite do as much as he wants. Sini with the Barrage.
Very nice.
Very good stuff coming out. Down goes Crew, down goes the Reaper. So not getting any value off their Barrage or their Death Blossom. I'm not even sure Barrage was used by Crew, so maybe you'll have that back up. But that's exactly what the Bongo Beach Boys needed if they wanted to keep any hope alive of winning this game.
Yeah, Signs of Life took the Mercy out early. We're able to kind of sustain through those ultimates. Now they're pushing very aggressively with their combo in the top right, trying to gain some space. It's going to actually hold the defense back for a moment, and there's, there's hope left.
Yep, that being said, for the defense, they still have a Resurrect. Deadeye has come up for AKM, and Crew did not use Barrage in that fight, so he still has that as a trump card as he tries to take out Sadney here. 34 seconds remain, and regardless, the offense needs to move. Crew using the barrage, just as Reigns from the floor takes out point, not a whole lot else. Still life in Bongo Beach Boys yet as they move forward. In fact, momentum is in their favor, but I don't think they're moving this quick enough. They only have 20 seconds left, Tex.
Offensive res comes down too, but it's answered immediately by defensive res, and they're just going to hang out on the cart or the tank, and Lucio just stalling this out.
Yeah, there's 10 seconds left. I think it's safe to say Unknown is going to hold on here, but good showing from the Bongo Beach Boys. I mean, they made it close, and really, they were one team fight away from actually winning this. If one of their team fights where they lost was a win, maybe they take this in time.
I think the most impressive thing was the fight right before point 2, where they were going into it kind of, outgunned, as it were, with the ultimate situation, were able to sustain and actually win that fight. Really good stuff there. So.
It was a combination that they had a really good initiation, and I think Wins might have used his Death Blossom a little bit too early. He wasn't in the most optimal value. I think they realized that they only needed to kill a few people to stall out, but maybe they got a little bit greedy with that, and it almost bit them. But Unknown going to take map 1, living up to their billing, but really Bongo Beach Boys making it much closer than I think they would have expected.
Yeah, I was not. I didn't know what to expect out of Bongo. Actually, I don't know a ton of the players on this team, but that's a solid showing against a team that we're just getting familiar with and Unknown, but so far has a pretty decent pedigree.
Yep. So play the game coming out here from Crew. I hope it's a double midair. It actually might be, given where this is. Yeah. I think this is where they were pushing in. Is it? Oh, it was.
Beautiful.
Beauty.
And big old middies.
So, Unknown going to take map 1, but nothing to feel bad about there for the Bongo Beach Boys. And I think if they can play like that for map 2, they definitely have a chance of bringing this series to 3.
Yeah, and map draft we did not get to do live, and I think Hollywood is left in here, and what else?
The next 2 maps that are left are Dorado and Hollywood.
Okay, so start off with some good old payload.
Yep, payload all across the board. No King of the Hill to start out our day today.
Which is kind of odd because they played really well, did Unknown against IDDQD on King of the Hill. I don't think they won either map, but I think both went to 3. So they looked strong on King of the Hill.
Yeah, I mean, that's also a thing, though. If you think you're the stronger team coming in, maybe you want to play on payload. I feel like payload is one of those things where, I think back to Course Heroes of the Storm days and whatnot, where there are certain maps where if you were the weaker team, you'd want to bring the stronger team on. It's no longer in competition, but Haunted Mines comes to mind, where a lot of times, because the game was decided in 1 or 2 team fights, it was actually sort of favored by lower end teams when going up against a more favored opponent because it did have more upset potential. Similarly, I think in Overwatch, I think King of the Hill maps have a little bit more upset potential than payload maps, which is why I think you see even teams like IDDQD sometimes struggle on King of the Hill maps on the right day against the right opponent. So, maybe from Unknown's perspective, even if they really like their King of the Hill play versus, say, IDDQD, maybe they don't want to go against a team like Bongo Beach Boys on
I think a lot of the map picks come down to your confidence in a lot of different situations. Now, of course, that's specific to different teams, but if you feel that you're the better team, just standard overall, pound for pound, then you go to payload maps because you feel like that has less variance. King of the Hill, of course, more variance. If you think you just need to throw a curveball just to, a shot and a prayer, then you maybe take someone to Hanamura.
Shot and prayer, good old Hanamura. And actually, capture point maps might have the most variance of all, but teams have tried to bring IDDQD the capture point on occasion. It hasn't really worked out for them, so. Oh well. Regardless, we are getting into Dorado. This is map number 2 in our round of 16 for the GosuGamers Overwatch Weekly EU Cup. This is Unknown versus the Bongo Beach Boys. And we'll see if Bongo Beach Boys can turn around their fortunes here in map number 2.
What do you think of the Beach Boys, just as artists?
Man.
No, you don't like the Beach Boys?
I don't know.
Do you also hate America? What's up, man?
That escalated quickly. How does that escalate to, you have mixed feelings of the Beach Boys. Do you hate America?
It's politics season. Everything is in hyperbole. The Beach Boys have there's a really cool cover of the Beach Boys in BioShock Infinite, which has made me re-love the Beach Boys again. It's a barbershop quartet cover of Beach Boys songs. It's awesome. Well,
speaking of the Beach Boys, taking a look at their great defense here. We got Reinhardt, or a point on the Reinhardt, Lizip on the Soldier 76, Musashi on the Hanzo, Balu on the Symmetra, Sanchez on Lucio, and Saini on the McCree.
Yeah, offensively, these rosters always look like Beta 1 to me now. We're going back old school again. Offensively, we have Unko on Mercy, who will probably be trailing his buddy Crew in the air on Pharah. Soon will be on Lucio, Nadir on Reinhardt. AKM on McCree, and Wins will be playing Reaper. So a little more Reaper action. He's coming back in.
Yeah, a little bit more Reaper on offense in general. I think Reaper's, it's an interesting hero where I think maybe he's a little bit underused now. Death Blossom is a really great ultimate. I think people got really good about dealing with it, but now you don't see Reaper every game. People might not be dealing with Death Blossom as well. I mean,
yeah.
It's one of those things where you don't see it every day, maybe you don't deal with it as well.
A super high level play would be saving your flashbang as much as possible to negate that Death Blossom. Getting stunned out of a Death Blossom feels bad, man.
Yep, so Crew right now waiting for his team to push up. He is almost certainly gonna jet up and try and land some fair harassment on that defensive set from the Bongo Beach Boys, and here it is, and he is just immediately taken out by an arrow to the face. Musashi having absolutely none of that, and we're gonna see a little bit more of this defensive Hanzo as he goes down to AKM, so a little bit of a brawl between both sides. AKM immediately was taken out after that. Both teams suffering casualties here as Soon just trying to stay on the point, not gonna happen just yet.
Yeah, Soon was just wall riding above the cart for a while, and he dropped down into a hornet's nest of 4. So a little interesting play there on offense. Push completely stunted. This defensive Hanzo's going to do some work, I think.
So Sadie on the McCree looking for the poke. The offense of Unknown is fully recharged. They're getting back onto the point. And this is a big area to hold for the defense. I mean, we've seen defenses hold teams time and time again at this point in Dorado. So we'll see just what Bongo's defensive chops here are. Unknown, though, starting to push in. Wins able to take out point. First kill for them, 6v5, 6v4 now, as Crew comes in over the top. Good stuff coming out from Crew with that rocket. And if they can get 1 or 2 more kills here, this should be a cap for the offense.
Yeah, this is completely in their favor. Even if they die right now, even if a High Noon comes out and wrecks them, they have Resurrection up. This card is absolutely getting to this point.
We do have ultimates coming out for the defense a little bit late. We do see Blizzip coming out with the Tac Visor, but unfortunately the card is already made to checkpoint, so perhaps might have been better saved for another time. AKM going to clean that up. And now, in fact, it's a 6v5 in favor of the offense if they want to push very aggressively here, because Blizzip's not going to be back up for a while.
Yeah, they did continue to run the Symmetra as she had her teleporter up. They do have a teleporter up defensively now in a spot that's going to be nice to reinforce, though.
Oh, nice flashbang over the top of the shield. We'll stun out Reinhardt. Reinhardt going to countercharge, sort of a desperation maneuver. Will take out Nadir, though, so that's 2 kills for the defense. In comes the Wolf to top it all off, and that is going to do a whole lot to the offense here coming out from Unknown, and Unknown might have to regroup.
Yeah, Crew got a kill there. Unko left by his lonesome as Mercy. Never a good feeling. Defense is stabilizing. Points looking for more.
Yeah, defense is being really aggressive here. Blizzip picks up a double kill as he moves in. Nadir trying to just hold back. Was like, wait for the rest of my team. Musashi looking for some Hanzo picks. If you can get a pick here, I mean, it's really, really good, the chain deaths, but I think he's going to have to back up a little bit. This isn't actually the best place for Hanzo to be as an offense is coming in.
Yeah, good setup here for Bongo Beach Boys here as they finally do get defense just coordinated and set up and not kind of the transition errors, but here comes a huge fight.
We have sound bears coming up from both teams. The fight is gang engaged. Both teams still full strength. Here comes a big Earth Shatter coming down from Point. Point falls up with the charge. Sini with the double kill. Deadeye from above. But look at the Resurrect! The Resurrect coming up from Unco, going to bring up all the fallen heroes. And now Unknown has a real chance of turning this around. 3 kills for Unknown as they move forward.
Wins was in there too at the end. Got resurrected right into his Death Blossom. A huge res.
Yeah, I mean, when you talk about huge resurrects, I believe that was a 5-person res, and we might just be seeing that again and play the game. And now the offensive Unknown, very confident, moving forward, moving this payload up with 3 people, and they might just bring this all the way to a checkpoint.
Yeah, pretty nice time. Defense nowhere in sight. I think they are going to try to defend this point, though, at least stall it out, but they got to worry about the combo overhead as well.
Meanwhile, we do have the defensive dragon coming out. Going to push back the offense at least a little bit here. Wins, though, able to take out Balu. Wins very deep in the back. We do have Deadeyes coming out from both teams. We'll see whose High Noon is really going to reign supreme. Meanwhile, taking a look at Wins. Wins coming in from the back, has Point in his sights, is going to take him out, going to get the double kill. Wins going in deeper, participates on 3 kills, and that's going to be enough for Unknown to take the point.
Yeah, he just absolutely walked in on him. Nothing super sneaky there, just came to their left side. No one was checking left.
Wins is doing the W mouse 1 thing right now, and it's working.
Yeah, those Hellfire shotguns are pretty strong at close range.
I love the term W mouse 1. It's so appropriate for so many things, especially say Reaper action, just walking in a straight line hitting the shotguns. But hey, yeah, whatever works.
Yeah, TF2 Pyros come to mind.
Oh yeah. So Crew might be taking the air in a moment here, looking for the flank or the top. Won't have barrage up for a while. Ultimate-wise, both teams pretty drained at the moment, but Crew still looking for the poke. Has McCree in the sights. AKM and Blizzip going to get a kill each here. AKM on the double kill. Crew at the follow-up. This is 4 kills now for Unknown. A big res comes out for the defense, though, and not overusing this term, but unfortunately, they're just going to get mopped up immediately. They were in a sort of bad position for that res, and everyone that was resurrected just immediately died, and this could be map for Unknown.
Yeah, Resurrection's not necessarily measured in the amount of people you bring up, but when you bring them up and where they are when they are brought back to life. That's the difference between a 4-res that is good and a 4-res that is bad. Not necessarily his fault, though. It was just desperation there. He had to res.
Definitely did. So, play of the game. This could very well be the 5-res from Unco, and I totally agree with this play of the game selection. Look at that, 5 teammates down, 5 teammates back up. That is an absolutely beautiful res, and Mercy players are rejoiced because that was amazing.
Did you get that kill towards the end, too, with the pistol? It's such a great res, too, because they used everything before that. All the Qs were down. Everyone had used pretty much everything in their clip. Abilities were on cooldown, so bringing your team up into a more favored position there after everything's already been used. Such a smart res. Great play.
Yep, so 4:48 is the time that's set. That's a very fast time, and now Bongo Beach Boys, despite having a pretty good map 1 performance, finding themselves potentially fighting for their tournament lives here on Dorado. If they do not beat this time, they will be out rather unceremoniously in our round of 16.
That is a very fast time on Dorado, which really lends itself to good defensive holds, especially at first point here, so they're going to have to move to be able to try to crack 4:48. That's a tough time. So we'll see what they try to do on setups. We've seen pretty standard compositions here. Maybe we'll see an offensive Hanzo as, you know, the prophecy so far is true. We've seen a couple Hanzos in the game so far. But other than that, been pretty standard with Symmetra plays and things like that coming out. Also, the Mercy Pharah combo has been a staple in the last couple weeks, which just warms my heart to see our Egyptian controlling the skies yet again.
It's sort of interesting, too, in the sense that we're seeing all this extra Pharah play, even while we're seeing all this extra Widow play. I mean, we haven't seen too much of Widow here today, but in general, the comp scene, we're seeing Widow mixed in a lot more often, but people are still being very, very persistent in trying to mix in Pharah more regularly, even though Widow has that sort of hard counter potential against Widow. It shows that a lot of the game really does depend on your positioning, how you engage a fight, and, you know, even if something on paper is, oh, this is kind of a hard counter, ingenuity and how you approach something can really make all the difference in the world.
Yeah, it helps a lot that the Mercy's always with the Pharah too. You can't really do enough with just an orb on you, especially with the orb nerfs as well. So, I mean, you can take a couple shots, but yeah, it's been interesting to see that Pharah's still in the meta, even though the meta seems to be very hit-scan dominated lately. We haven't seen it so far today, but I know 76 has been huge in there. McCree, Tracers, Widows. I mean, it's just a Pharah nightmare to play into, but these Pharah players are making it work.
So taking a look at the Unknown defense as it rolls out here, we got Soon on Lucio, Nadir on Reinhardt, Wins on the Symmetra, AKM on McCree, Unco, going to be repping the Widowmaker as if he was hearing me saying, where's all the Widow play today? And Crew will be the last piece on the Junkrat.
Yeah, not rounding it out. Good job. Offensively, Zarya is going to be played by Musashi. Sieni will be playing the Pharah. He will be helped by his buddy Baloo on Mercy. Sanchez will play the Lucio. Point again on Reinhardt, and Blizz trying to get some work done as Genji. We've seen a lot less Genji lately.
Yeah, Genji falling a little bit out of favor with the changes to the orb. I wouldn't think he would have fallen as much out there. I think he's still a very good hero, but hey, you know, that's probably more for balance if you don't see him in every game, but it's sort of like, yeah, you know, the hero's still good, you just don't see him every game. Meanwhile, we do have Pharah's coming in over the top very, very quickly here. Potentially an opportunity here for Unco on Widow, going to miss both his initial shots, so are not going to capitalize on that opportunity. And the offense now getting some pretty good positioning early on here for the Bongo Beach Boys. As, of course, as I say that, Unco able to take out Genji right away. So that's going to be first blood in favor of Unknown.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, take a look. Saini, good rockets from him, though not enough. Wins able to take out Musashi. This is 2 down now for the offense, so the offense might want to back up a bit here.
Yeah, very smart conservative defense. You notice they just conceded the high grounds right away. They want to hold over this arc. It's really going to depend on the combo to try to crack this through the left flank.
Yeah, and they're still being aggressive with this harassment. They have to be careful not to start chaining deaths. They are down 2 people. They are just rezzing and getting back up here. Saini right now, looking for his poke as Pharah, might actually go over the right flank, potentially. We've seen Pharahs do that a lot. I don't know if he's thinking about it, and he's definitely thinking about it.
Yeah, they're going.
Or no?
No, they're not.
Yeah, you don't think about attacker. Decide against it, but they're going to rush in off the front. Point able to take out Soon, so 1 kill in favor of the offense here. Let's see if they can chain it over. Rockets going on McCree. McCree, though, not going to go down. Meanwhile, Crew able to take out Point. That's 3 extra kills for the defense, and Pharah's still alive. I mean, maybe Pharah can make something happen, but Unco going to say no to that. Snipes him out of the air, and this is going to have to be a full reset for the Bongo Beach Boys.
A really poorly timed death by Pharah as the Resurrection was coming off right then.
The Resurrect comes up, but everyone just sort of getting mopped up as right after, and Unco finding his sniper groove, and good stuff coming out here from Unknown. Unknown, you look at the time here, if they only get like maybe 2 to 3 more wipes, that should be the game. They don't need a whole lot with the time they set.
Yeah, about 3 minutes left overall for the entire map, and defense has not shown any signs of weakness right now. And maybe they'll try to hit a wombo combo here if the Zarya can start getting a charge on her ultimate.
Yep, Zarya, very, very good at hang wombo combo. She's getting close. She's at 77% right now, so we'll see what happens when we get that. Sadie able to take out the tire there, I believe that's what it was. Wasn't actually a kill.
On the tire is pretty nice.
Yeah. The tire lost its graphics. Now it's just the white square. But take a look at AKM being a little bit more aggressive here, deciding, you know what, maybe I don't want to do that. After all, backs up a bit behind the Reinhardt, and behind the Reinhardt is always sort of a struggle to get through at times.
So everyone's in pretty good position right now. They are playing this right flank very hard. Point is up front with it. They're kind of spamming out the door with the rockets over top.
Musashi able to take out the teleporter, but look at this. The Deadeye coming out from AKM takes out Point. Does a lot of damage in general. 3 kills now for the defense. 4. A big res, though, comes out. 4 people are back up, but can they capitalize or they're just going to get mopped up again? And the defense right now swarming against them. They are able to trade out a few kills back and forth here, but will it be enough?
Very close to your
we have a tire coming in from Crew. Here comes the tire. This is dangerous. No one's in position to kill it. It's just going to take out the Zarya. Decides, you know, we'll go for the guaranteed kill, but it's enough for the defense. They're coming back in off the teleporter, and now looking at the time here, 1:45 left. I'm pretty confident in calling this for unknown.
Yeah, they weren't able to mop up this teleporter room. It becomes such a pest to deal with. You have to kind of go in there as a team nowadays, because there's going to be 1 or 2 players in there defending the teleporter. The sentries do so much work. Oh wow, they tried to come in on the back flank and got taken out of the sky by AKM.
Yeah. Right now, even if Bongo Beach Boys were able to get a full wipe and keep moving, I just don't even think there's enough time mathematically for them to win. So, it was a decent showing for them in the first map. I think they could have stood the move with a little bit more haste in the second map, but regardless, Unknown getting into their groove, and now we'll see. Per our rankings, I'm not sure if Reunited's moved on again or not, but we could very well be heading into a Reunited Unknown semifinal.
Yeah, which I would
love
not
semifinal, but round of 8.
I would love to see that too, because I'm really excited to see Reunited play. Like I said, they play so aggressively that it's fun to watch, and if 1 or 2 of their players just starts lighting it up, watch out, they can beat anyone.
Yep, so Sandy able to take out Crew there, but again, this is all water under the bridge, so to speak. This is already game for the defense, and big kills coming out from Nadir. Nadir with the double kill, Unco with a bit of mop-up, and the defense of Unknown definitely looking really good on Dorado Point A.
Yeah, they've looked good. I mean, I think Bongo Beach Boys had some good plays going on. I liked how Point was playing as Reinhardt most of the day. He was always in the face of Nadir. They actually charged into each other about 5 or 6 times with the same idea. I thought his positioning was well, and then when they were able to support him on his initiations, they did best.
Yep. You have an offensive barrage coming out. Justice reigns from above until you get shot in the face. Sadie, though, gonna get rezzed up here. So you can do a little bit in the 22 seconds that remain. You have a defensive sound barrier coming up. See if that's enough. Graviton Surge, so beautiful Graviton Surge. Fully had barrage up for this. Big team wipe coming out for Bongo Beach Boys. But Unco still in the back and helping to hold down the defense a bit. But as mentioned, all this a little bit irrelevant at the time. Very much in Unknown's favor, and they're going to move on to our round of 8.
Yeah, that is the full clock down before the first point's even taken. Dorado defense strikes again.
Yeah, and this is a very difficult point for teams to get through. First point Dorado, oftentimes an iron wall that cannot be breached. And it's interesting, too, because the run back is so long. I just think the actual terrain is very, very advantageous to defenders. And the run back, when you die on offense, isn't the greatest. Hey, we got another Mercy play the game.
Maybe we'll see more of the Lucio going back to spawn to bring people forward. Something that we saw first out of IDDQD last week when they lost their Pluppy on Genji. Their Lucio just went straight back to spawn to bring him into the fight. I'd like to see a little more plays like that, the kind of the details of the game getting worked out.
Yep. That's an interesting thing about the Mercy play the games. There's plenty of times where Mercy will res 3 or 4 people, get play the game, but his team will just get wiped out right after. It's like, I feel like the play the game algorithm should take into account what happens immediately following the res. Like, did your team win the fight after the res, or did you just feed them more ult charge?
Yeah, play the game mechanics are tricky. They've retooled it 5 or 6 times on patches, and everyone's always got to complain.
It's a work in progress. They'll definitely get better over time. Right now, they'll just kind of has like play the game, gave the enemy team an extra 3% ult charge across the board. It's like, wait a second.
It's certainly something to know about. I was in a dev lobby last night, and there was a play of the game where Reinhardt or Torbjorn just dropped an armor pack on the point. That's all he did. Play the game, and they were laughing about
Aardvark
it.
Pays off,
yeah.
X. Aardvark pays off.
A good showing, though, from Unknown. I mean, I think the more they play together, if this roster stays together, who knows? But these are all very good players. If they get some experience working together, they could be a force in the EU scene.
Yeah, and we're going to see more of them coming up next in our round of 8, where they will most likely be going up against Reunited. That being said, this is the GosuGamers Overwatch Weekly EU Cup. We're going to be taking a short break as we set up for the round of 8. Hopefully we'll see you guys there. It should be a good